All right, you know what? I think it's time to get started. Is everybody ready?
We're ready.
All right, welcome to one and all. Let me start by introducing Brett Fowler, where we welcome you as a key part of our team, Brett.
Hi, Brett.
Yeah, and hopefully everybody can hear. All right, I think everybody's aware that we have available to us now the full Office suite, the most current Office suite that's ever been produced. And I think because I'm so enthusiastic about it, you know, Mike Stein asked me to take this responsibility and put together a little training session to get us all online. I'll tell you why I'm excited about it. We've been looking for the 4 years that I've been part of the team, almost 4 years, for a way to consistently and meaningfully share information and collaborate with documents on our documents. And we've tried several options. We've tried Google Docs with some difficulty. We've tried Evernote, and Evernote's gotten us a little further down the road. But Office 365 is a fantastic solution to our challenge, and OM has invested significant resources for this, but it comes with a little help from our friends at Microsoft. We have a major donor up in Seattle who's been very helpful to us in linking us into this, and some of you may know a little more of the backstory of how we ended up with this great tool in our hands. And so what I want to do really is give everybody a basic overview today of what we have available to us, give you some hints as to how it's working for me and how I think it can work for us as a team. I'll also add here that we've got Office 365 available to many of our international OM offices, and this is a way for us, as we get the hang of these different programs, to collaborate with team members all over the world. All right, let's launch off into this thing, and I'll just give you an idea. I asked Dave today. I hope you don't mind me putting you on the spot, Dave, but Dave is not familiar with this menu list that will hopefully become familiar to you, and that just kind of tells me that for some of you this is really going to be brand new. For others of you, you're familiar with how this works. We're looking at the ability to collaborate with all the standard Office suite applications that we've been using for years, even as a Mac user. I've probably been a Mac user now since 2004. Can't believe it. Prior to that, I was totally immersed in the PC world, but I never weaned myself away from the Office suite. Even with my Mac, my preference for the Microsoft products has stayed in place with Word and Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook. And today we're going to talk about having a shared calendar where we're going to be able to go to one place to see the major events that we're all working in that apply to all of us as part of the Global Generosity team. And same with OneDrive. And
hey, Ken, let me interject real quick.
Yeah.
If you guys do not have OneDrive or Skype for Business, you probably just aren't on the 365 license. And, you know, at the end, I can give you the email address to let us know that you need that. And then we can talk with Marge and make sure that we get that appropriated, that license to you. And then we can actually install the 2013 on your PC or Mac as well.
Oh, fantastic. So is there a way then to get a OneDrive app that puts the that syncs automatically between our hard drive and the OneDrive?
Yeah, you can do that through the web. PC, they have that. The Mac, it's technically not supported for Mac yet.
Okay.
There is an app out there that I've seen.
Okay.
But I've heard issues about it.
Okay, that's good. We're not going to drop anchor on that one, but we do want to introduce OneDrive because OneDrive is the way that we really can share documents and collaborate and work on those documents together. And I'm going to show you how we do that. OneNote is a program that I used quite heavily before I switched to Mac. And this is a little backstory for you guys who know me. When I switched to Mac, the program I missed the most from PC was OneNote. And I went on the search for a replacement, and it turned out to be Evernote. I now have over 12,000 notes in my Evernote account, so you can guess I'm a heavy user. But I welcome the return of OneNote and its availability to us. We're going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about a crazy program you may have seen called Yammer. Some of us have already started using that. And then at the end, we're going to talk a little more with Brent about tech support, how to get it, and what's available. Brent will start when we get to that point with a little summary of what he's heard and what he's seen. So there's a reason why I'm excited. I've touched on some of these issues. Our ability to create links that take us from documents to notes to calendar items to even to BBEC, which will enable us to work much more efficiently. I know for me, I'm kind of on a mission to reduce the chain mails that we all get. All right, we want to reduce multiple versions of files. I mean, here's another one of my, one of the fun things about our work is we get multiple versions of the same files from different offices who are giving us long lists of, potential donors or invitees or whatever. We'd like to all work on a single version, have the most current one available to us. And that's really what collaboration in documents really means. And we're going to see how to couple some of this stuff with BBEC to make the interaction more efficient. Also, I'm excited because Office 365 really works seamlessly between PC and Mac. And it also works on all of our mobile devices through apps that you can get through your app stores. And once you set them up and log in, if you save a file from your desktop and you're on the road, you can readily access it on your mobile device. We can also set this up so that only specified individuals can see certain documents, or we can create documents that we can share with people who don't have an Office 365 account. That's all in there. So those are just some introductory remarks we wanted to go through. Now I want to jump into this overview, and you'll see again our little. Can you guys see my cursor online?
Yep.
If you've noticed, here's Word. Here's Excel. Here's PowerPoint. Here's an Outlook. Actually takes up a couple of these because on Office 365 we've split Outlook up into several component parts. And then we want to talk about shared calendar. Okay, here's where we're going to start with Word. Word gives us the ability to work online or off using the same Word system. We've talked about that, and Brett, if you could make a note to address this a little bit at the end. Not everybody is able to interact through their copy of Word with OneDrive, but it's working for me, and I like it a lot, which means you can either save your documents on a OneDrive on the internet, which can be shared, or you can save it on your local drive, and that's how we collaborate. Now here's kind of a trick that I've got built into my PowerPoint. I created a link down here called Demo, and what you're going to see is that when I click that link, it takes us directly to my browser, and you'll see that, my demo document come online. Can everybody see that? Okay, I think everybody's muting, so that's good. Here's all right. Yeah, good. I'm going to ask Lorraine to be kind of my big guinea pig, and I'm going to start with this and show how we share this document. This is the document I used when we were inviting people to our Muslim Peoples event. You see that I just clicked this little share button up here. I'm going to write Lorraine's name in there, and there comes her name right there. I'm going to give her permission to edit. I can limit her permissions to view only if I don't want her to change the document. But I want her to be able to edit, and I'll write a little note, and then I'll just hit share. And also you'll notice require login was checked on that box. Now Lorraine, I think everybody can hear you too. Did you get an email from me?
I did. I just got your email in.
And why don't you talk through what you're doing when you click it, just so everybody knows what's happening.
Okay, the email comes in with open, and then it has the name of the document. And if you click on that, of course, whenever you see a link that's blue, that means if you click on it, it's going to take you somewhere else. When I clicked on it, it automatically took me to the document that Ken had sent. I can see that document fully.
Okay, good. So yeah, let me interrupt you there, Lorraine, because I want to show everybody's looking at my document, and I want them to see that up in the top there's a box that says edit document. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm going to click that, and here's where I get the option of either editing it in my version of Word or editing it online. We're going to choose edit online for the purpose of this. And I'm going to point out that there's an error in the subject line of this document. You can see now that we're editing, it got rid of my background data, you know, the header that I had in there, because I'm just editing the document now. And what you'll see is that we're saying the Muslim People's Conference is in Tyrone, but it wasn't in Tyrone. It was in Atlanta. So I'm going to ask Lorraine. Lorraine is the sharp editor who caught that error. And Lorraine, I want you to just correct it online.
Okay. All right. When I'm looking at this document, when it first comes in, if you click anywhere, it highlights it, but it doesn't allow you to edit it until you go up to that line that Ken showed you where it says edit document. There's a down arrow, and what you're going to do is you click on either edit in Word online. Basically what that does is it's either going to take you out to your Word program, if you have it, or it allows you to edit it right here on the screen, which is edit in Word online. And that's what I'm going to click on.
Okay, why don't you make that change? And then right after you make the change, go ahead and refresh it so we can speed up the change. But what I want to tell everybody is that this actually is real time. So go ahead and make that change. You see there's a little pop-up there. Oh, I'm getting it live. Sweet. You'll also notice there was a little flag there that said that Lorraine was the one making the change. And so now we've got a clean document and it's edited. We can talk on the phone while we're doing this. Lorraine can say, you know, I think we should say this instead of that. We can make the change, and we've got a current document. So that's just a little introduction to Word. You see how we share. We've got all the options over here of inserting, page layout, and all the things that you're used to. I now know that Lorraine is editing. You see that there's a signal for that here. And that's how Word documents can be shared and collaborated together online. All right, let's go back to our presentation. We're going to go to Excel, and we're going to do something similar here now. In fact, Dave, I'm going to put you on the spot on this one. Can you see your email from where you are, Dave? Hello, Dave. You there? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna share this spreadsheet with Dave Roberts, and I'm going to say you can edit. And so there, I just sent you a permission to share with me, And sounds like maybe you got the email. Did it come through?
I did.
Okay, open that thing and then just click to share and see where it takes you. Now, while Dave's doing that, I just want to explain, this is the RSVP list that we got from Tyrone for our Muslim Peoples event in Atlanta. And you'll all remember this. This is the key. This is the key document that showed us who was going to be at our event. And remember, Mike Stein asked us to include notes about all of our donors and people who are going to show up. And Dave, how you doing? Did you get to the document?
Yes, it's open.
Fantastic. All right, now we got it. Remember to go up here and say edit workbook, and we're going to edit online. So Dave, you want to do the same thing on your document. Do you see that edit key?
Yep.
Okay, now what I'm going to show you is that David Poole here. You see David Poole on this line?
Hold on a second.
And I think people watching the presentation can see it. David Poole canceled at the last minute. So I want to make a note that he canceled. Now, David, are you able to see that on the document? Brother of Andrew canceled?
It says it's working. I see David Poole's name. Is it way over to the right?
It's yeah, it's way. You need to go to the right to find that list of comments.
Yep. Brother of Andrew canceled. Will not be there.
Okay, now right above that, David. I mean, yeah, Dave Roberts, where it says Andrew Poole, brother of David. Would you put in dash surprised us with an early gift? Just type that in there. And I want you all to watch and see what's happening here. And we see a key up here in the corner that Dave Roberts is editing.
Okay.
And so if you can, just type that line in there.
Okay. It's in there.
Oh, is it there already? Or hit return, hit the return key. That should put it in there. Or even in Excel, if you can just select another. Oh, there it is. Okay, it showed up. Did you just hit the return key?
I did.
Okay, see it. Once you did that, then it showed up on my document. Now this is a way that we can collaborate on a spreadsheet. But even more important than that, when I go in, I can put in my edits on my time. And then when David goes in to put his edits, he's going to see what I did on that spreadsheet. So that's collaboration in Excel. Okay. Any questions so far? You'll have to unmute to ask the question.
Again, were you going to go over OneNote as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be in there. Okay. Moving right along. It's 11:28. I've got PowerPoint. We have the same capability for our PowerPoint files. I'm going to hit my demo key, and you're going to see that it's going to take me directly to the PowerPoint that I created for this presentation. I just want to show you a couple of features. We can go through the PowerPoint online through the browser. We can start the slideshow on the browser. You see that little key up there? And we can share this with other people who would want to collaborate on our PowerPoint. Also want to hit this little menu over here because it enables us here to download the PowerPoint to our local hard drive to be able to put it on our mobile devices. If we want to carry that PowerPoint on our iPad or our tablet or our telephone, we can download the file from there to get it over to our devices. Let's see. I'm going to just keep going here because I want to get through all this stuff. Outlook also shows up on your browser through Office 365, and it is, as we said a minute ago, it is divided into a couple of parts. So when I hit my little demo key here, it's going to take me directly to my Outlook account, and you're going to see my list of emails in my OM account that have just arrived recently. I got one from Dave Roberts, got one from Tina. She's telling us about, I already saw this email, by the way. If you're praying for Kathy, you're going to want to read that email. You probably got it too. And you'll see here's the inbox, sent items, all the stuff that you're used to seeing in your Outlook. Now, I want to tell you that this online version is an exact mirror of everything you have on your portable Outlook. So if you're using Outlook, it'll surprise you when you open this up. You're going to see exactly the emails that you sent recently and received recently. And then we go up to this and we see different options that are available to us through Outlook. I don't use Outlook for tasks, but if you do, you just tag here and you can create a task that's going to show up in your Outlook. And if your Outlook is synced to your mobile devices, it'll show up there. My contacts list is not my primary contact list is not my my Outlook account, but I did want to show you something interesting here. Annette Sky, some of you know Annette. If we take and edit Annette's contact list, I did go over here and I happened to put this long and obnoxious link to BBEC right in her notes so that I can copy that link, go over to another tab in my browser, and voila, it will take me directly to Annette Sky. And I can create that link to take me to her major giving prospect quarter, to her recent giving. I can create those links in any way I want to and put them into Outlook, or as you're going to see, we have other programs too that we can use. But I want to go to Calendar, and I'm going to turn off my personal calendar and show you the GG team calendar that I created. And I want to share this calendar with everybody who's on the call. Lorraine, Regina,
Yeah.
Cindy Stein. I think Cindy. Lorraine, are you already sharing the calendar?
We worked on it, remember, and it didn't quite.
Yeah, we've got a question we want to pass to Brett, but this at least right now we think it's going to be read only.
I can see, but I can't edit.
Right. Although I'm going to try giving everybody editing rights, and let's see who else is on the call. Lisa. Let's see. I got to go back to link to see who else is on the call here. Lorraine, Lisa. Oh, Elaine is on the call. And Brett, I don't think, right now, I don't think you're in our system, are you, Brett? No, but Elaine is.
Yeah, I have a OM account.
You do have an OM account. Well, it's Brett dot, is it 2 T's or 1?
2 T's, and then Fowler, Fowler. It should show up. There you go. You should be able to just hit search directory and it should show up.
Oh, there you are. You're in, man. Okay, now I'm going to give everybody edit rights. You see me doing that. and I'd like to share my calendar with you, GG, and now I'm going to send. And all of you should be able to go to your email accounts now, and you're going to see my invitation to share. You'll also be invited to share your calendar with me, which you don't need to do. I don't need to see your calendar, but you'll see what I put on here. Like I put on today's presentation. I put a couple other things on here. I've got Dave and I are going to be in Tyrone. We happen to be in Tyrone the week of December 7. We'll be there 8, 9, and 10. I put that on the calendar. I put the Logos Hope. I think everybody will be interested to know the Logos Hope is going to be in Madagascar on January 23rd. And then I've got our Global Generosity Team Retreat in Tyrone in January. I put this on our shared calendar. Also want you guys to know that we've got a Founders Dinner in Dallas on the 23rd. George Verwer is going to be at LeTourneau University. And I think I put ILM on here. Presidential briefing in Charlottesville. And I just kind of was getting started on all of the events and activities that relate to our entire team. Now you're going to be able to create a link. You're going to see this calendar show up in your calendar, and you can turn it on and off anytime. And I'm hoping you will also be able to make entries on that shared calendar. We were having challenges with that, Brett, and rather than deal with it right now, because I've got more to do here, we'll truck on, but hopefully you might have some help for us on how to make sure that everyone can edit that calendar. But right now you will have access to it. You should see it showing up in your calendar, and we want to get the whole team on there. Okay, OneDrive. OneDrive acts a lot like Dropbox or Google Drive, with one exception. At least until you are able to build this bridge, you want to think in terms of, okay, I shared this file to the cloud, which is OneDrive. That's going to enable me to share. We've got unlimited space. We can put large files on there. We can find links to share either inside or outside of Office of our Global Generosity team, and we can go to our devices too. This is what it looks like when you load it up. And I want to show you one other feature. In my browser, you can see I have a bunch of tabs now. So I've got tabs. I can just toggle between all of these files in Office 365. These are the ones that I happen to be working on. But now I'm looking at OneDrive. You can see the one that I've created for my Global Generosity files. And I've actually been using this only for a little while. Do I have Andy's home address? Oh, that's, you know what? You guys are seeing my, don't know how that one got through. Anyway, I just got an email from Andrew. One I'll just show you is from the Global Generosity team. You can see in this is where I'm storing this particular PowerPoint. And because I have it here, I'm able to share this with everybody. I'm sharing with Elaine. Dave and I have been sharing the RSVP. In fact, I just set that up while we were on the call. And that's what OneDrive looks like. So we get there by just going up here, and you see the OneDrive key. You can upload from your hard drive. You can drag and drop files to store them here, and once they're there, they're available to everybody. That's what I love about this. All right, I'm going to keep trucking. Here's OneNote. I love OneNote. This is a place where we can gather files, lists, agendas, shared assignments. We're able to create a notebook for every project we do, and then we can link to notebooks, just like I'm doing now. I'm hitting this demo link out of PowerPoint, and it's taking me directly to my OneNote file. And you see the two notebooks that I have set up in my Office 365 account. I want to go to the Global Generosity team and show you what I did here, just to give you a sampling of how this works. Dave and I, as I said, are going to Tyrone in December. And we have the fun task of trying to schedule the 3 days that we're there with lots of busy people. And this is the one place Dave and I have been able to use to share who we're going to be meeting with when for those 3 days. So we've got the calendar of appointments there. If I can finally book that meeting with Jonathan, I'll just check the box. That means that I've got that one cared for. I'm still working on Lisa and Jonathan on my list, and I got a few more that I want to see when I'm there. Dave's already booked these meetings so far, and then we just have been able to share that here. We also have flights scheduled, so we've got one place where both of us have our flights listed, so we know when we're going to be there. We need accommodations while we're on campus, so we're putting that information here. Here's my reservation. I've got that in there, and then a place for additional notes that we may need. But I also created another section for our Global Generosity Retreat. We're getting emails from different directions that tell us different things about what's happening that weekend, where it's going to be, how we should arrange our flights and all that. We can keep it in one place in OneNote. I've got the memo from Mike, the memo from Lisa right here. And when Mike gets around to creating an agenda, we'll have that agenda here. Right now, Lisa wants us to let her know when our flight is arriving so we can arrange for housing while we're on campus. And then as we book our flights, we'll be able to put our flights here. You can probably email it to Lisa and she can put it here. Or if you really want to make Lisa's day, you can put it right here yourself and she'll have that information. Now, I don't really have time, but I was going to just create another section to show you how easy it is to create this space within our shared notebook to keep track of various things. But if you got something that only involves a few of our team members, you can also create another notebook, which would enable you all to work in that one space. But that's just a little sampling of how OneNote can work to help us keep information in one place. All right, I've got one more I want to get to, and that's Yammer. This is a tool that enables us to have quick chats back and forth. Lorraine and I, Dave and I, Cheryl and I have been using this rather than going back and forth with emails that we're copying to a high number of people. We can just go to Yammer, and here's where Dave and I were using one earlier this morning. But I'm going to just have Lorraine and Dave. Let's see. Wait a minute. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna add Lorraine. I'm going to add David, and I'm going to add Lisa. Let's do it, Lisa. Oh, Lisa's not showing up there. That's all right. We'll just make it Lorraine and Dave. Yeah, I'm surprised Lisa's not showing up there. Don't know why, but hi guys.
I don't know if Yammer is depending on what license we've given them, or I think you may have to create an account for that. I particularly don't use Hammer, so
okay.
Something I would probably actually have to look at.
Well, it's been working for me so far. I'm just not sure why Lisa didn't show up on there now. Would one or both of you guys just give us a glowing review on how this presentation's going? And you, by the way, you should have received a email alert that I sent you a Yammer message. And while they're doing that, I just want to show you, we have the ability to put files here. I've uploaded a file and notes. And this is the one where I put in Goodbye Evernote. Thought you'd love that one. Okay,
Haven't received anything, Ken, that says you sent a Yammer message.
Can you, let's see if you can get to Yammer. Let me try this. Here, Dave, click on that link.
Hey, Ken, this is Lisa. Can you hear me?
Who is it, Lisa?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hi, Lisa. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand the benefits of Yammer versus just our regular email and how we would keep up with both processes when we're looking for things. That somebody says, "Oh, I sent that to you," and you're like, "Well, where is it?" You know.
Yeah, you know, I use Yammer when I've got a really quick question. It would be the alternative to sending a text. But you're right. I mean, if you want to be able to record that you sent it, time and in the place, and have a record that you sent an email, you know, you don't want to use Yammer. But once a conversation gets going in Yammer, you know, going back and forth is what's really fast. It's faster than texting or certainly emailing, loading up our email box. And
I like to think of it as kind of like a social media, Facebook type thing.
yes, exactly. And and you know what? The other ones are more important to me than getting stuck on Yammer right now. So let me. We're 45 minutes in, and we've covered pretty much what I wanted to cover. Brett, why don't you take it from here? And I want to see who all is still on the call. Oh, Cindy, looks like you got on. Cindy, can you say hi to us? Hey.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for letting me sit in.
Oh, you've been in on it. That's great to know. And
I think I'll use most of that since I'm not officially in your group, but I thought maybe I'd get a little tidbit or two. Thanks, Ken.
Yeah, and we really want Mike to get this too. So, and I've got an idea for that one as well. But no, glad you're on, and glad you got it working. I know it was tricky at the beginning, but you've been in. And then Elaine, you're also there. Can you unmute and say hi?
Hello, Ken. Yes, I'm here.
All right, good. Okay, well, let's start. And I know Lorraine's on, Lisa's on. Brett, why don't you go ahead and give us some of your thoughts in review and some ideas about getting tech support.
Yeah, thanks for putting that in there, Ken. I was actually going to put that in the chat. So probably the best way you can actually call us as well. You know, it kind of depends on your preference. Do you want to call in or do you want to email? Me particularly, I like to just say, you know, if it was me calling someone else if I was in IT, I would rather do an email. But Ken does have that email up or he did have it up. You can click back on it. Yeah. So that email address will go straight to our help desk system. It will create a ticket. You know, you can say, hey, you know, I got problems with Office. I need OneDrive installed, kind of what we went over today. Do support at onsiteirs.com. Create a ticket, and then, you know, of course, one of us will contact you about, you know, getting it approved, and, you know, depending on what your issue is. And, of course, we'll call you, help you out, remote in if we need to, and, you know, fix your issues. Ken pretty much did a good job explaining a lot of these things. You can get a lot more detail than what even Ken was explaining. Like OneNote, for instance, you can use it for, which I like to do, is just normal notes and like meetings. I think that's really helpful, especially if there's multiple people in the meetings or it's a weekly meeting. You can kind of keep a running list of notes rather than, you know, writing it down and then transferring it to an email. I don't know how detailed we want to get, Ken.
No, that's a great start, and I'm a believer in participation. You know, I pretty much did a monologue there that went for 45 minutes. No one's surprised that I'm capable of that. But you know what? Let me throw a question out to the people still on the call. We'll take another few minutes on the call, and maybe just briefly, Lorraine, let me start with you. Was there anything you saw there that looked interesting to you that you want to pursue more? And just give that in a summary statement. I'm going to go around the whole group and ask you to throw one of those out for us. Go ahead, Lorraine.
One thing which you and I worked on, and we were going to ask Brent about, I actually was able to make an appointment, and I added it to the calendar.
Fantastic.
And so on the 19th, when everybody gets their GG calendar, they'll be able to see that it says, "Can you see this, Ken?" An appointment that I added, and so it's working.
There it is. Everybody see it? All right, that's fantastic. We were having trouble, Brett, getting permission to Lorraine to add calendar entries, but she did it. She did it. Well done.
Okay. Yeah, we either because that's associated just with her account, so that's weird that if you created that calendar, she wouldn't have access to it when you're kind of giving it to her, through her actual OM account. So that's weird.
I'm guessing everybody now then should have the ability to add something. If you know of something we all ought to know about, feel free to add it to this calendar so we all can see it. All right, let's move to Cindy Stein.
Hey, one question I would have, can you create different calendars? Like if I wanted to have access just to Mike's calendar, can I do that?
Yes, and all Mike has to do is let's go back over here to calendar, and you see my calendar. I'll put mine on, and you can see I've got my Mike Stein calls, my Global Generosity prayer calls, my alerts from BBEC are all on that calendar. Can you see that one that's blue, Cindy? Can you see that one?
Yeah.
If I right click on that, it just says share calendar. And then I just put that, I can just share that way. Now, and then you want to, this will give you the options of the calendars you can share. So what you want is for Mike to simply sit down in his Outlook, go to his calendar, and click on Share with Cindy Stein, and you're there.
Okay.
No, that's great. That's great, Cindy. All right, Dave Roberts, let's put you on the chair.
Oh no. What's up?
Did you see something that triggered your interest?
Oh, a lot. I'm just going to have to sit down and play with it some more, Ken. It looks very intriguing to me.
Yeah, and I will say that was interesting, and I figured this was true, is that Dave just for the first time logged into Office 365 through the browser today. So it's brand new for Dave, and understand that it's kind of like drinking from a fire hose here. But I'm sure you recognize those programs because you've been working in them, in other ways.
Sure.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, if you're using like 2010 version or 2007 version of Office, let us know. You can send us that email to our support email address, and we can get that license appropriated to you so you can actually log in through the web. Or if you do have an OM PC or Mac, we can actually install the new 2013 on your PC or Mac as well.
Okay, that's fantastic, Brett. That was something an information that I was looking for, and I don't know that you caught that, Dave, but let me just summarize it that we have licenses for everybody to have the current version, whether you're on a PC or a Mac, the current version of the Office suite that will interact with Office 365 online.
Great.
And what that means is that, like when we're in Word, let's find the Word file. Well, here's the Word right here. On this one, where I go open in Word, you see that right there. I'm not sure that you're going to see this, but it actually fires up my Word, and it shows that document. Here it comes. It shows that document in my onboard Word program.
Yeah, Ken, it was interesting how you were explaining that some documents aren't showing properly, and that could be maybe it's on an older version of Word.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
mine is definitely an older version.
2007 version, and we just kind of need to convert that to the new one.
Yeah, and see how it worked on mine. And you'll notice I've got the current version with the correction made by Lorraine. and it's showing now in my resident Word program, which is right where I want it. Okay, Elaine Ellis, you're the last one to be put on the spot here. I think we lost Lisa, but Elaine, did you see anything that looks interesting to you?
Yeah, I think it's going to make it easier to share than putting things on the team drive, that's for sure. Is it as secure as our team drive?
I'll let you answer that,
Yes.
Brett.
Yes, yes, it is. Because no one would be able to actually have access to that, say, that shared Word doc, unless Ken actually gave them access to that file, or for instance, you gave someone your password, to log into your account. So that would be the only way they could actually access those files.
And is it only OMUSA people that we can share with, or can we share with?
You know what go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, you can actually do with any OM account.
Even in OM Africa or something.
But I understand that OM Africa is on Office 365, and so it's a very simple thing for us to collaborate. Now I wanted to just show you the share file. I want to show you the share option here. I don't know if you saw this, Lorraine. Elaine, can you see my OneDrive there?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
I
and
have
you.
a question. It's in fine print. I can't make it.
Oh,
bigger.
does it look too small? Yeah, hard for me to switch that for you on your end. But just for now, just kind of watch what happens when I right-click on this, and I choose share. I can get a link, which means if I copy this link, and I select here view link or edit link, no sign in required. If I send this link right here that I just highlighted to anyone, they'll be able to access the file inside or out of Office 365.
Okay.
And so
Ken just went even further detailed of what you can do with it.
yeah, there you go.
Hopefully it didn't
all
just
right.
confuse you guys, but
You know what? I think we've had a great review. I didn't want to say this at the beginning, but I want you to know that I have made an effort at least to record this hour-long presentation, knowing that there are some of our team members who are not going to be able to participate. I will, if this all works, I'll let you know and send you a link as to how someone can sit down and just kind of watch what we went through. I'm a believer in this because the more we can collaborate and eliminate duplication and multiple files and chain emails, I think the more we're going to enjoy our work and the more efficiently we're going to be able to work. So let me just thank you. Brett, did you have anything else you wanted to say?
yeah, I was going to ask a quick question. Everyone is an actual OM employee, right? No one's a volunteer?
Yes.
That's pretty much true. I mean, people have different arrangements with the organization, but we're all bona fide members.
Okay, yeah. The volunteer 2013 kind of install is where it gets a little tricky. So, they can still use the web access. They won't be able to do the client.
Okay, so the licensing is for employees. That's the technical.
Yeah.
Okay, and we all want to be able to download that. I heartily recommend to everyone that you take advantage of this license and get your computers up to speed with the current version of all the Office suite.
Yeah, it's something we've started to roll out. So, some people have it, some people don't. But, definitely let us know and we'll work with you to get it installed.
Okay, fantastic.
And if Ken or anybody on the call still, if someone doesn't have Skype for Business installed and they need it, let me know as well. We'll get that installed. And and if someone has a Mac that their link's not working on, let me know too, because we can install an update and it'll work with the Mac.
Fantastic. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this has been helpful, and we'll look forward to our next excuse to interact. You guys have a blessed day.
Great. Thanks,
You
Ken.
too.
Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
You bet. Bye-bye.
See ya.